Hi basketball fans, welcome back to the channel. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment right now telling me whether you think MiLaysia Fulwiley is being misunderstood or mismanaged. Trust me, you'll want your opinion on record by the end of this video. Because tonight, the SEC is on fire. Nobody saw this coming. One loss. One quote. And suddenly, one of the most electric guards in women's college basketball is at the center of a full-blown storm. MiLaysia Fulwiley. Kim Mulkey. LSU's first loss of the season. And what was said after that game has fans arguing, analysts choosing sides, and social media exploding with one question. Is MiLaysia Fulwiley in trouble? Now listen, this story is not about box scores alone. It's not just about fouls. It's not even just about a loss. This is about power. Expectations. Coaching philosophy. And what happens when a generational talent collides with one of the most demanding coaches in college basketball? So buckle up. And if you're ready for real context, not clickbait, tap that like button right now. The night LSU lost, it felt surreal. An undefeated season gone in a blink. A tight game that slipped away possession by possession. And when the final buzzer sounded, the focus wasn't only on the opponent. It immediately shifted inward. Why did MiLaysia Fulwiley play limited minutes? Why did she look hesitant? Why was she on the bench during crucial stretches? And then came Kim Mulkey's post-game comments. Measured. Direct. But sharp enough to spark controversy. She talked about foul trouble. She talked about rhythm. And then she said something that stopped everyone cold. Some of that is growing up. 3 words. And just like that, the internet went nuclear. Some heard coaching. Others heard criticism. Some heard accountability. Others heard a warning shot. And suddenly, the narrative took on a life of its own. Let's rewind, because you cannot understand this moment unless you understand who MiLaysia Fulwiley is. Fulwiley isn't just a player. She's an event. From the moment she stepped onto the national stage, she played with freedom, creativity, and confidence that felt contagious. Handles that froze defenders. Fearless drives. A flair that made crowds rise before the shot even went up. She wasn't supposed to blend in. She was supposed to shine. And when she transferred, expectations didn't drop, they multiplied. Fans didn't just want production. They wanted magic. But LSU isn't built on magic alone. LSU is built on discipline. Structure. Roles. And above all, Kim Mulkey's standards. Mulkey doesn't coach vibes. She coaches detail. Spacing. Defensive positioning. Rebounding angles. Foul awareness. And that's where the tension begins. Because what happens when a player thrives on instinct, and a coach demands precision? The first loss cracked that tension wide open. Fulwiley picked up fouls early. Her rhythm never settled. Minutes became limited. And when the game tightened, she wasn't the focal point fans expected. Then came the quote. And the growing up line spread faster than the final score. Let me be clear, Kim Mulkey did not call Fulwiley lazy. She did not question her effort. She did not hint at punishment. But she did challenge her awareness. And in the SEC, that's never just basketball. It's a statement. Fans split instantly. One side said, that's coaching, elite players are held accountable. The other said, why single her out after a loss? And the debate only got louder. Was Mulkey protecting the system, or suppressing creativity? Was Fulwiley learning, or being boxed in? And right here, pause the video, like, subscribe, and comment which side you're on, because this conversation defines modern college basketball. Here's what many people. Mulkey's LSU teams don't survive on stars alone. They survive on trust. Trust that when you're in foul trouble, you adjust. Trust that defense matters as much as offense. Trust that moments don't override fundamentals. And when Mulkey says growing up, she's not talking about age. She's talking about basketball maturity. Knowing when to gamble. Knowing when to pull back. Knowing how to stay on the floor. But for a player like Fulwiley, that's a tough pill. Because her greatness has always come from pushing limits, not shrinking them. That's why this moment matters. This isn't about one loss. This is about whether LSU can evolve, or whether Fulwiley must. And that's where the SEC firestorm truly begins. Because history tells us something important about Kim Mulkey. She doesn't bend easily. She's coached legends. She's clashed with stars. And she's never apologized for demanding more. If you stay, she'll sharpen you. If you resist, she'll move on. That's not cruelty. That's clarity. So where does Fulwiley stand? Right now, she's at a crossroads. Not benched. Not in trouble. But challenged. Challenged to marry flair with discipline. Challenged to impact games without fouling. Challenged to earn trust possession by possession. And make no mistake, Mulkey notices everything. Practice habits. Film sessions. Body language. This next stretch of games will quietly define Fulwiley's season. Not with headlines. Not with tweets. But with minutes. Because at LSU, minutes are currency. And if Fulwiley responds the right way, this moment becomes fuel. If not, the narrative gets louder. That's why this story matters beyond LSU. It reflects a bigger question in women's basketball today. How do you coach creativity without killing it? How do you discipline without discouraging? How do you develop stars without dimming them? There are no easy answers. But one thing is clear. This is not over. Not even close. So if you want updates, real analysis, and the stories behind the headlines, subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and drop a comment saying SEC Firestorm if you watched this all the way through. Because the next chapter of MiLaysia Fulwiley's journey will tell us everything about LSU's future. And trust me, the SEC is watching.